Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're going to be talking about risk versus reward for Dogecoin and kind of the overall crypto market. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little notification bell too. You can be notified when I have videos come out as well as when I do live streams. We've been watching Dogecoin here in 2026 and it's been a little bit up and down, but now kind of quiet as we're in the weekend here. So there's time to talk about where Dogecoin looks like it's going this cycle. We're talking about super cycle, extended cycle, or are we in an overall bear market following the 4-year cycles? We cover all of that in more detail on my live streams, so make sure that you're subscribed. You've got your notifications on, so you know when I go live, typically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I add new live streams in every now and then when there's something important to cover. So make sure that you're ready to attend. And we talk about other things too on the live streams because, you know, we all got lives too, right? So join in on that. But for now, let's see what the current market looks like and where we may be going from here. And we start here with the current Dogecoin chart. We're just under 12.5 cents. Yes, still, this is third, fourth day in a row. We've just been hugging right below 12.5 cents here. Yesterday on Friday, we had a little dip below, came back up, and then flattened back out. The same thing happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin had the same thing right under $90,000. And that was, of course, leverage flush, both long and short. We covered this on Friday's live stream, looked at the heat maps, got into all the details. Hundreds of millions of dollars wiped out again. Those market makers just continue to move the markets to make that happen. Now, a lot of this is based on like some bits of news here and there. Trump, tariffs on, tariffs off, right? We've had that ongoing thing for months now, and it continues to move the markets. We still have Japanese yields going up. We've been watching that. And there's some other red flags out there in the market, but overall for cryptocurrency, we're kind of settling sideways right now. While all the attention, of course, is on gold and silver, hitting new all-time highs. Here's the current gold market at the end of the day, Friday, had hit a new all-time high about 49.90. Not quite 5,000, couldn't quite get to 5,000 on gold. And then we take a quick look at silver, and silver was a new all-time high of 103, about 103.33 or so was the new all-time high that we hit on Friday for silver. Now, I was expecting silver would come over $100, go a little sideways, and then there would be some profit taking, but that is not happening. That is not happening. Silver still going up. So what does that mean, particularly when we look at Dogecoin and reward and risk? Well, it's still based on Bitcoin and what Bitcoin is going to do. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is at 25. That's extreme fear again. Last week, we were neutral and things were looking good, and it pulled back into fear and then extreme fear again. Massive liquidations across the board in the last few weeks. Most are scared here. Mr. Crypto's waiting for the next opportunity. Chris Pax is too, but I don't think the next opportunity is going to be for months. Probably summertime, end of summer. That's what I'm looking at. I know some of you want more immediate, like, buy-in price and then let's go. And there are some people who are predicting that. That's just not me. Crypto Rover shows this BTC fair value model, and it's essentially looking somewhat at like M2 money supply, the global liquidity, this green bar, green line, it just continues to go up, where Bitcoin pulled down. And what was that? That was October, right? October 10th. We've talked about the big pullback in crypto and how that really changed the crypto market. Bitcoin, most cryptos, alts got killed, right, in that big pullback. And there's not a lot of confidence in crypto right now, mostly because a lot of the older crypto folks who've been through 4-year cycles before are thinking 2026 is a bear market, because we saw it in 2022, we saw it in 2018. And so the money isn't going back into Bitcoin right now. That's not what's happening. Crypto Rovers sell gold, right? Gold is at an all-time high. Sell gold, buy Bitcoin. And that we just don't see that rotation happening. It's not happening. Gold and its global liquidity continues going up. Bitcoin is going down. Bitcoin versus gold is in a steep bear market, but that's just because gold is hitting all-time high and there's a lot of focus on that. And we would say the same thing with silver as well. So right now, risk versus reward on these, you're looking at the uncertainty in the overall world, economics, markets, etc. And so risk off assets like precious metals, that is where the money is right now. Price of copper, we looked at this yesterday on the live stream because people were saying, oh, copper is just going sideways, but is it? You know, we zoom out and we look back all the way to 2020 and copper has actually been moving up. We had a little dip here. Again, this was the tariff dip in April of 2025. And I mean, all of the markets dipped. Stock market dipped, crypto dipped, but even precious metals dipped, including copper. But copper has been moving up. So people saying, oh, let's just buy copper because it hasn't been moving yet. Well, it actually has. It actually has. Now we got this guy, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad author. People thinking like they're smarter than the markets and they're going to do rotations. And what did Robert do 11 months ago?
They do what they do is going to sink this whole economy. So that's why for years I've saved silver and gold, but now I'm taking all my silver and gold and converting to Bitcoin. And they do what they do is.
So what did he do 11 months ago? He converted all of his silver and gold into Bitcoin. And what has Bitcoin done since then? It's gone down. Now, Bitcoin did hit a new all-time high in October, but did he sell Bitcoin and rotate it back into gold and silver? Or did he miss out on this huge run over the past 12 months on gold and silver because he converted it all to Bitcoin? This is why it's usually not an all or nothing thing, right? If you're thinking of converting something, rotating, maybe only half. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. That way you get the best of both worlds. So be careful out there when you're thinking about getting rid of one thing and going all in on something else. Russell 2000 is hitting new all-time highs. ETH, right, which is kind of the symbol of the altcoins, right? ETH is down. Russell 2000 is up. The money is also going into stocks. Altcoins aren't following, guys. I was saying, this is going to catch up. And is it? Is it really going to catch up? ETH usually always follows, and now may be one of those times when it doesn't. So there's whole divergence happening between crypto and the rest of the markets right now. It's not in crypto. So Washagoria says, look, we have on altcoins, right? Altcoins. So this is everything besides the top 10. So Doge isn't included in this. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. This is bad, right? Altcoins on the edge. Either it holds or the downside accelerates for alts. Be careful out there. Ted Pillow says, look, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, all have a very similar structure. SWI holding up a little bit better, looking better among them, which means if there's any bounce back, SWI will outperform. But, I mean, I like SWI as well, and maybe one that I do invest back into. I'll always have Doge, I'll always have Bitcoin, maybe some ETH. Crow tokens on crypto.com. I continue to stake those and earn more of those with diamonds and all of that stuff on crypto.com. But SWI might be one I'm interested in. But right now, the market structure here, since the end of 2025, where we had these final dips, just that tax loss harvesting that was going on at the end of 2025. I mean, the whole crypto market kind of did that. Had big gains coming up, and they've almost all been wiped out. So that continues to be a challenge. So Dogecoin. Are we going to have a legendary comeback, or is there another meme coin trap coming for 2026? Dogecoin is back at the center of crypto conversation. Elon narratives, X payment speculation, a restless Doge army. Yes, we have that. Is this the start of a new meme coin supercycle, or just another brutal shakeout waiting to wreck late buyers? So is Dogecoin really in this full spotlight? Not right now. I don't see that. I don't see that. And I see that on the YouTube channel here as well. Got lower views, lower subs. Like, It's not here. We're waiting for something to happen before it comes back. And so, I mean, Elon Musk and X payments, that's the number one thing that everyone's looking at. Is this coming out in 2026? What's going on with that? We talked a little bit about that in yesterday's live stream as well. But like the XAI is hiring engineers to work on X money, and it's like, you're just hiring now? It's like, shouldn't this already be ready to go? We saw beta testing going on, like all of that. We're waiting. A Memecoin supercycle, liquidity rotation. The liquidity rotation isn't going to happen until something moves, right? So that's why on the dips, right, if you're just accumulating little bits of Doge on dips, that may be a good idea, waiting for this. Otherwise, you're going to be FOMOing in again at the top once the big move already happens, and then you're going to be blaming Chris, right? Hashtag blame Chris, right? It's like, why did you make me buy Dogecoin at 50 cents? I didn't. Whale games. The whales know what's going on, right? And they're not buying right now. They're sitting on the sidelines. They're waiting. There might be some that do some swing trading around, but it's just not happening. Hype event, Elon. Social feeds explode with Doge memes. We got a lot of price predictions going on, but it's still pretty quiet. So when new buyers FOMO, that is what will most likely happen. So price experiences a brutal dip. Late entrants will get wrecked. So we'll be watching for that on the dips there. Diamond hands preach patience. Memes keep flowing. Cycle resets. All of that is going on. On social media, I mean, there's the same old things going on over and over again, all waiting for Doge to like take off and all these predictions. I'll show you another one in a minute. And that's just not happening. So is this an opportunity or a trap? The upside scenario, right? Broader crypto sentiment stays positive. X Elon payments narrative gets a boost. Doge could see another explosive leg upward. Downside, if macro picture sours, Bitcoin enters deeper correction. Speculative capital can vanish. In that case, Doge's liquidity can turn from blessing to curse, sharp sell-offs, cascading liquidations, brutal shakeouts. Even whales unloading. All of that can happen in a bear market. This is the challenge we have right now in 2026. So meme coins like Doge are about psychology. FOMO, obviously the biggest danger. Diamond versus paper hands. We'll look at the time horizon and what about 2026? Treat Doge as high risk. It's not a savings account. Assume volatility will be wild once things start happening and picking up. But right now, especially on the weekends, things are quiet. Market makers are still in control, taking out the shorts, taking out the longs. That continues to be the narrative now. However, in 2026, Dogecoin is not dead. It's not dead. Oh, Doge is dead. No, it's not dead. It's definitely not low. And Dogecoin is actually held up pretty well, percentage-wise, than almost all the other memes. And most altcoins as well, because we looked at some of them, like Aptos and Arbitrum, which are down at like almost all-time lows. And Doge has held up pretty well compared to those. The Doge army still has influence, possibility of future Elon adjacent catalysts keep speculative interest alive. But with that opportunity comes danger. Doge can reward early, disciplined players, and brutally punish anyone who mistakes social media hype for guaranteed upside. So be careful. Expect violent swings. They will come. Never bet money you can't afford to lose. That's what we say. Now we do have a little bit more news on Doge OS with Alex, the Doge CTO, my Doge CTO, saying ZK opcode proposal for Dogecoin is a soft fork. And over on X there, I kind of talk about what's a soft fork, and if you want to understand that a little more, you can read all of this. It's a TLDR though, so be careful. Gets into the whole thing. Soft fork is better than a hard fork. We don't need that. That was like Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. Those were hard forks off of Bitcoin. Dogecoin hasn't had hard forks. Well, it had one early on and everyone went along with it because it was a good proposal way back in 2014. We don't want that. We don't want that for Doge. And I don't think that's going to happen quite like that. Cryptolica has a really interesting view here of Dogecoin versus like Tesla, looking at RSI again. But we look at the RSI here as we're in early 2026, and we compare it back to what happened in 2022 with the RSI, which was from way overbought, slowly faded down through the year of 2022. Right now, we didn't go as high. I mean, we had a spike back here in 2024 at the end, and then a little bit of run late summer 2025, and RSI is just slowly moving down. We haven't had that real big drop yet, like we've seen in previous bear cycles. We've seen these big drops in RSI. We haven't had that yet, so that's a challenge here. But Cryptolica also has these interesting things like Doge versus Tesla, right? And we've hit these highs, and we haven't had that high, Doge versus Tesla. That's because the Tesla stock is doing so great, and Doge has not. And of course, Alan is like always has these kinds of things, right? The possibility of a huge pump in Doge, 2017, 2021, but we missed it in 2025. It didn't happen. And you can't just pull that out over to 2026 and say that's going to be the big next move. So I couldn't even come to words, and I just gave a smiley face here, kind of a laughing face, because I don't know what to say to this other than, I mean, it gets people dreaming again about probably unrealistic expectations of the price of Doge in 2026. Now, is there going to be a big catalyst? Is X money going to roll out with Dogecoin? Chances of that are really low, but if it did, yeah, maybe you could get something like this. But I think that, again, risk versus reward, right? What are you looking at? But here we are now, kind of going sideways on a weekend. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Are you ready for a big explosion? Yes. Is it realistically going to happen anytime soon? Probably not. But let me know what you think. Give the video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.